St. Vincent Emergency Physicians. Joey, a good matchup here tonight as the Pendleton Heights Arabians still trying to get their feet wet, and they are only in their second game played so far this season. In fact, their first game was just 24 hours ago. That was a loss to University. And then you have Guerin Catholic on the other side, so far off to a really good start, starting 4-1 on the season.
Yeah, Pendleton Heights with their second game in 2 days and their second game all year. It's crazy to think that they haven't been able to get things sorted out and get a season going, and obviously that has its own set of difficulties. But overall, I just see this Guerin Catholic team coming into this game 4-1. Man, they are on. They were on a roll for a while, having lost that game to Franklin Central and a couple postponements. A little bit of a skid, if you will, and then winning at Logansport was huge for them. They're going to look to shoot the ball early and often tonight.
The Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles coming into this contest under the tutelage of Bob Allen. He is 32-20 in his third year as the head coach of the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles, and he came to Guerin Catholic just 3 seasons ago from Knightstown, where he spent 6 seasons. And he was able to build a very good program up from nothing there before coming to Guerin Catholic. But then, of course, on the other side, you have Pendleton Heights. They are under first-year head coach Adam Ballard, who has a lot of experience coaching himself. He is in his 10th season as a head coach in the high school basketball ranks overall. He's won 132 games in his career, but off to an 0-1 start here for Pendleton Heights.
You know, that goes anywhere. When you're a new coach at a new school, you have to kind of get your feet wet in a lot of different ways, and that's going to sometimes come with losses. So 132 wins, to Coach Ballard's credit. He's seen this 9 times before, and different, he's going to be used to it. He's going to have his guys ready. I love the Guerin Catholic warm-up. And he's going to be ready to go. He's going to get his guys going, and at least they have an opportunity here to really prove a lot of different things tonight, and it's all going to start with their key players, especially start with Jamison Dunham.
Jamison Dunham having scored 18 points against University just last night, and an interesting stat that we were talking about here, Joey, and I threw this at you and you were pretty dumbfounded, and I was dumbfounded myself when I found this stat.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Last season, the Arabians were 2-10 when Jamison Dunham scored 19 points or more. So it's like you want your kids to have a good performance. Don't get you wrong, but still, it's just kind of like, that's interesting.
Yeah. I wonder, maybe he's not sharing the ball enough. Maybe his guys just really, really like giving him the ball, but they don't want to shoot. I don't know. It's a weird stat.
It may just come down to dumb luck.
You want your probably pound-for-pound best player to get the ball and shoot a lot. It might just be dumb luck. We might be over-exaggerating, but I'm sure as long as he's scoring points, I think everybody else is happy. So maybe a little stretch of a stat, but we took it for what it's worth. We try to make it dramatic.
Indeed we do. We'll talk about Guerin Catholic's key players coming up here in just a little bit. We'll take our first time out of the broadcast. Still, don't go anywhere as we get set for action between Pendleton Heights and Guerin Catholic here on Indiana SRN.
Hey, it's Keith Myers from Indiana Sports Radio Network. Well, thank you that you're watching the game tonight on Indiana SRN. If you would like to know more information about Indiana SRN, send me an email, coach@indianasrn.org. As vice president of this company, we hope that you sit back and enjoy the game. It's Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.indianasrn.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Guerin Catholic and Pendleton Heights getting set for action here on the north side of Indianapolis in the city of Carmel, inside Guerin Catholic High School, as the Golden Eagles playing host to the Arabians tonight. Guerin Catholic coming now into their 6th game of the season. Pendleton Heights having played only 1 game so far this season, and of course they have been hit by the coronavirus pretty drastically to start their season. They had their opener against Connorsville postponed, and then they just had their first game of the season just last night against University. But now, talking about the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles, we talked a little bit about Pendleton Heights before the break, but they have a pretty star-studded cast here coming back from last year, does Guerin Catholic?
They really do. It starts all with Joseph Bobila. I said that right?
Bobilia.
Yep. Bobilia, thank you. 23.8 points per game. He's also got his supporting cast, Caleb Edwards, number 1, 16 points per game. Also, guys like Will Grissom are going to have to step up, a junior, with 9 points per game, and Matthew Gillis as well, the tall fella, with 10 points per game. All these guys have the ability to go make plays, and they do it often. And when they're in transition, it is scary. But they can also shoot the ball really, really, really well, and they really have an advantage really anywhere on the court, as long as they're able to create space, Kurt.
And definitely so. But also, one of the things that Guerin Catholic has really had to try and do this season is try and fill the void left behind by IBCA honorable mention Bernie McGinnis, who was lights out, their best player all season long last year. I mean, it's really tough to try and fill the shoes of someone who has that big of an impact.
Yes, absolutely. Bernie McGinnis, by the way, it sounds like a 1950s Hall of Famer. But just like anything, filling those shoes is a tall task and a tall order. So how are you going to be able to do that if you're Guerin Catholic? Well, you got to get the ball to your guys that have always made plays and done really, really good things with the basketball in their hands, and that's what they got. Coach Allen is really, really confident in his crew.
Both of these teams have not been able to play a conference game at all this season so far, as we just talked about Pendleton Heights only having played one game so far. But Pendleton Heights coming out of the Hoosier Heritage Conference, which includes teams such as New Palestine, Delta, and Greenfield. All of them have hit the ground running so far. Those are your top 3 in the Hoosier Heritage Conference. Guerin Catholic, on the other hand, they're playing in the Circle City Conference, and they have also not yet played a conference game. They were supposed to play a game against Heritage Christian just a couple of days ago, but that had to be postponed because of COVID-related issues within the Heritage Christian camp. And so now that game has been rescheduled to January 5th. And so for Guerin Catholic, you go the full first half of the season not playing a single conference opponent.
You have to build a lot of momentum if you're not going to be able to play a conference opponent, because you're not really sure, and that's good too. If you're playing a lot of non-conference games, you kind of figure out your identity, figure out who you are as a team, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses that you have to work on before you go into conference play, when it all matters and all the odds kind of stack against you, if you will, from that first conference game on, because there's such a tough competition.
And you've got a lot of these teams still dealing a lot with the coronavirus pandemic. We touched on it briefly here, but, just the fact that we're here playing this game here tonight, especially because you and I have both been impacted by the coronavirus in certain ways or another when it comes to either getting games on the air or not on the air. It's like, when we're getting the schedules from our boss Keith Myers here at Indiana SRN, we're getting constant updates about whether or not this game's getting postponed, this game's getting canceled, this, that, and the other. So it's really, really good that we're able to get a game here and keep going, because this season is one of those seasons where you're going to approach it almost like it might be your last, because you just never know based on how this pandemic has really impacted everything.
And Coach Allen said too, as well as Coach Ballard, both these guys know that they're telling their teams you have to play the game like it is your last game, because it very well could be. You could have recurring cases or what have you. So going and putting it all out there is a key for both squads.
Indeed it is, as both teams are now taking their respective benches here as we get set to meet the starting lineups for each contest here. And you're going to be seeing a lot of different players here tonight. Jamison Dunham and, of course, Luke Candiano for Pendleton Heights, and Candiano, believe it or not, is the quarterback for the Pendleton Heights football team. And of course they had a very, very good run this year. The Pendleton Heights went 7-4 this season under the leadership there of Luke Candiano. And so you see a lot of different multifaceted athletes when it comes to football and basketball players.
Oh yeah, I know it, and it's a lot of fun, especially when you go through your football season. It's like, all right, now I can focus on basketball, where I have to sprint all the time. It's more run and gun. Like, you have a lot more freedom to pass and shoot it, if you will. You don't have set plays all the time. Yes, you do have set plays in basketball, but it's much more instinctual, if you will. And that's what I always liked about the transition. And I'm excited for these guys to go out here and compete.
And so with that, we will go ahead and pause for the national anthem. When we come back, we will be getting set for opening tip as we get set for action here on the north side. You're watching IHSAA boys basketball action on Indiana SRN.
In today's fast-moving business world, effectively marketing your company takes hard work, creativity, and the right team. With over 40 years of experience, PIP has been enabling companies large and small to find success in achieving their business objectives. We understand the challenges our clients face. That's why we have a variety of print solutions suited to fit your every need. Whatever your printing request may be, from a quick turnaround on a company brochure for an upcoming trade show, a direct mail piece that needs to be designed, printed, and mailed, to complex marketing projects, PIP is sure to have the right print solution for you. Nothing grabs attention like a well-crafted sign. It can transform virtually any surface into an eye-catching experience, boosting your marketing appeal. From banners, posters, floor graphics, and window decals, to wayfinding and yard signs. We not only help with sign design and getting it installed, we also integrate them into your overall marketing strategy, designed to help you win. PIP also provides best-in-class integrated marketing solutions to help you make the most out of your next campaign. Our approach to marketing ensures that your strategy is seamlessly executed across all media, online and offline, so your business always looks its best. At PIP, we understand it takes a team to achieve business growth, and that's why we're here to help. Get to know PIP and let us make your world a better place.
Hey Mom and Dad, make me proud today. I'm playing a sport I love. I'm probably not going to be pro, or who knows, I may not even play in college. It's a game I love, and my teammates in our community want you to show good sportsmanship. Rude or verbally abusive behavior will not be tolerated today. Instead, cheer loud and be proud of our performance. Be a good role model, and please have fun watching us play. Thank you for practicing good sports momship and sports dadship today at my game.
National anthem and pregame festivities coming to a conclusion here at Guerin Catholic High School with Joey Lindstrom. I'm Kurt Darling, getting set for boys basketball action, 3A versus 4A. Guerin Catholic hosting the Pendleton Heights Arabians. And so as we get introduced here to the starting lineups here for each team, we have the starters tonight so far for Guerin Catholic. Those starters being... We have Joseph Babilia, obviously, but also Caleb Edwards, Elijah Edwards, Matthew Gillis, and Daniel Kreiner also in there for the starters for Guerin Catholic. And now you're meeting the starting lineups there for Pendleton Heights, which include Luke Candiano, as we mentioned earlier, along with Evan John as well. Likely going to be seeing Jamison Dunham as well, and maybe Josiah Gustin, who is a talented 6'6" freshman, going to be getting the call here at the post position. And of course, a lot of that, based on what you're seeing here when it comes to this Pendleton Heights team, they have plenty of senior leadership, but also a lot of talented young guys coming up here this year.
Yeah, they do, and it's hard to tell how they perform, day to day after just one game. But that game coming last night, obviously they have a chance to bounce back again. So Pendleton Heights has everything working for them because they're so new. Everything's new. They have a lot of young guys, a lot of young talent, a coach in his first year. It's a growing building program, and we'll see a lot of, maybe a few just shaking the rust off, whatever. You gotta do those things to find out what you're really good at, and I can't wait to see it.
Of course, tonight is senior night here at Guerin Catholic. Now, even though this is the 6th game of the season for Guerin Catholic, they still have plenty of other home games that they are going to be playing, but of course because of the coronavirus pandemic, they're going to get the senior day festivities out of the way as soon as they can, so they can at least ensure that these kids have a senior night. So they were able to get that done here this evening. So you have these two teams meeting for the 11th time all time. The overall meeting, the overall series is led by Guerin Catholic, who by a margin of 7-3. The last meeting was back in December 17th of 2019, which was a close 71-68 win for Guerin Catholic. Joey Lindstrom, your keys to the game for these two teams to be successful here this evening.
If you're Guerin Catholic, you have to get the ball to your guys that have scored a ton of points a lot. That includes Joseph Babilia, who averages almost 24 points a game. Guys like Caleb Edwards as well. And you just got to get in the low post, do some off-ball screens, what have you, to get guys open and available. And on the Pendleton Heights side, you got to keep pace because this is your second game. You're still trying to figure out who you are. You got to play great defense.
And Caleb Edwards getting the scoring going early here for Guerin Catholic as they win the opening tip. And Caleb Edwards, so far this season, averaging 16 points a contest. Getting a lot of scoring out of him are the Golden Eagles. The Pendleton Heights trying to set up some early offense here as you see Dunham go right to the basket and get an easy two. Here's Babilia up top over to Caleb Edwards. And bringing it around the horn now is Keller. Looking inside now, here's Edwards. Underneath now to Gillis, kicking it back outside. Babilia for three, and a big corner three there from the senior.
Nice job of Babilia to be available in the corner. Good sight by Gillis to get him out there.
Joseph Babilia, definitely one of the better all-around players that has come through Guerin Catholic in quite a while. Of course, this is a Guerin Catholic school that has won 2 state championships in just the last decade, both in 2012 and 2015. As we have a foul coming up here, it's going to be against Daniel Keller, his first, and the first on the Eagles.
I see what Keller was trying to do, just trying to go through a screen. Ends up getting his hand in the wrong spot.
Inbound comes to Cambiano. Driving the baseline, inside goes Evan John, but he runs into a Guerin Catholic wall, and now they're going to call a moving screen, it looks like.
That was on Gillis.
And that's going to be the first on Gillis and hit the second for Guerin Catholic. So the foul's racking up a little early here for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, I think Evan John was trying to get a foul on his shot, and then he ends up getting a foul going the other way.
Inside here goes Evan John, kicking it back outside to Ross. He tries to drive into the paint, but is fouled going at the block. There's going to be 2 shots coming up. And so this foul is going to be
Caleb Edwards.
Caleb Edwards, his first and the third on Guerin Catholic now. So you have 3 early fouls in a row here for Guerin Catholic, and now Pendleton will try to cut into this early lead here with Ethan Ross at the foul stripe. And he's true on the first one. This is a team, Pendleton Heights, last season that was shooting 63% from the foul stripe, so you're definitely going to want to try and see a little bit of a better performance from your team in that regard this season. Both foul shots are good there for Ethan Ross. It's a 5-4 advantage for Guerin Catholic early here in the first quarter. And now a loose zone defense from Pendleton. In the corner here is Keller from the wing, and can't get that to fall. It's out of bounds, and it will stay with the Eagles.
Yeah, Keller with a nice open look. Dude's tall. 6'4", standing out there. He is also a senior, and a great look, and nice follow-through, just rims out.
Head coach Bob Allen on his third season going for the alley-oop, gets the shot to fall and gets the and one. That is Caleb Edwards.
Hello. Welcome to the game, Caleb Edwards.
And that foul going against Josiah Gustin, his first. And Josiah Gustin, the freshman center for this Pendleton Heights team, not somebody you want to get in foul trouble early right here. In fact, this is a kid that Coach Ballard hopes to get a lot of meaningful minutes out of because of the fact that he's replacing likely the dominant presence of Tristan Ross from last season with Pendleton Heights.
Part of that growing process, and sometimes the growing pains, is strength in the weight room with young guys. Sometimes you need to box out a little bit better than your opponent, and sometimes you're unable to because you're not as strong.
Shot rattles in and out there for Pendleton. Caleb Edwards underneath to the big man Gillis.
Nice pass, nice crossing pass underneath, and a nice move by Gillis to realize where he was at to get underneath the basket and for the reverse layup.
3 different players have now scored for Guerin Catholic so far today. Caleb Edwards leading them with 4. Ethan Ross up top here to Candiano. Double teamed here with Caleb Edwards in on the defense. And now laying off as Candiano resets things up top. Underneath now to Ross. He loses the handle on it. Ross spin
Nice
move
move
inside off the glass, but he's fouled. It looks like that's by Gillis.
Nice move down low to spin out. And Gillis had good positioning overall. Let's look at this pass again. Nice. Speaking of good positioning.
So actually give that foul to Elijah Edwards for Guerin Catholic. That will be the 4th for the Eagles. That's number 2 for Elijah Edwards, so he'll be taking a seat for the time being. And now we see Garrett Kreiner checking into the contest for the first time tonight. Garrett Kreiner, also one of the seniors honored earlier this afternoon. Babilia bringing it up court. Inside Gillis, spin move inside. A good feed and a good assist there from Caleb Edwards.
Gillis has that ability. You can just throw it over top. If he's behind his defender towards the basket, just toss it up for him.
Of course, Gillis, a senior, showing his experience. A good bounce pass, backdoor cut underneath there, and that is Evan John.
Way to see it. That pass was beautiful. Evan John in great position. Those are the kind of plays that keep Pendleton in this game and possibly help them win.
Babilia loads it up from the top of the key. That's off the front of the iron. Loose ball battled for in the paint, and it's a jump ball, and the arrow favors Guerin. So you have a good hustle right here, but take a look at this really good nifty ball movement inside.
That was beautiful. I mean, it's textbook. It's exactly where we want to be. Backdoor cuts. Coach Ballard insisting that they continue to do that.
Give the assist to Jamison Dunham now as we see Josiah Gustin check back into the ball game. And Gustin, top of the key, wants to shoot it, but thinks better of it. With it now, Zion Cook. Gustin
nice pass.
Outside, 3 on the way from Dunham, and he hits it from the corner.
Way to see it from the freshman. That was beautiful.
So Jamison.
There you go again.
Again here, and there's some big nifty passes. We have Kreiner getting a good shot there. Coming off the bench there is Garrett Kreiner, one of the key bench players, almost like one of the big 6th men that you have in the arsenal of head coach Bob Allen. Up top now, Jamison Dunham. Getting it underneath. Comes Zion Cook, a big steal by Babilia up top. He loads it underneath now to Edwards, and he can't handle it. It goes out of bounds, and it will stay with Guerin Catholic. Looks like we have a foul coming up here.
Yeah, Babilia sneaking around. He's like an assassin on the defensive side. He can intercept that anytime and any place. And he makes a nice pass in transition, but obviously no dice there.
Taking it out, Babilia for 3 in the corner. Again, cannot get that to fall. Offensive rebound falls to Gillis, and he is fouled underneath. Looks like that's going to be against, call that on Evan John. So
Josiah Gustin is going to be a huge factor for Pendleton Heights tonight because he is the tallest one on the floor for the Arabians. And going against a guy like Gillis, who's got probably a little more strength, that's a tough matchup. So they got to level the playing field a little bit when you're going against a tough Golden Eagle squad like this.
Taking it out here is And And over the top now coming in comes Will Grissom. And he is going to be called for a charge there. It goes out of bounds. And so Guerin Catholic with the lead here, as it'll be Pendleton basketball. And Zion Cook bringing it up over to Evan John on the wing. Gustin setting a screen, now trying to look for it inside, but a good double team. And now Gustin again trying to get things going down low, just unable to get it there, as Guerin Catholic playing some suffocating defense in the paint right now.
They're playing really good defense, but it's also assisted by Pendleton not sending any backdoor screens.
And the three ball rattles in and out there for John, as we just tick inside 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Babilia right to the hoop, gets it to fall and gets the and one. And so Babilia has definitely been held in check so far here, but luckily Guerin Catholic has other weapons in their arsenal.
Babilia he is smooth. I mean, he knows how to utilize the defender's leverage. Like just this moment right there, yep, he tries to get around, way to use his body to get around the defender. And great defense there by Condiano, but I mean, it's hard when you're doing all you can. You have your hands straight up. You're not trying to block anybody, but he just makes a nice play.
Guerin Catholic now 1 of 2 at the foul stripe there, as Joseph Babilia able to rattle that one home. This is a team that is shooting 68% from the foul stripe this season. And there's a three ball from Jamison Dunham.
Nice shot in the open space. I mean, he had very little space to work with, and he still got that off.
Foul on the play here. Jamison Dunham now with 8 points for Pendleton Heights. So give that foul to Evan John. That's now foul number 5 on Pendleton Heights. So both teams even in the fouls, with Guerin Catholic having one more with 6, so one more, and they're putting Pendleton Heights here in the bonus, and it's not even the second quarter yet. And a loose ball travels through the paint and out of bounds back to Pendleton Heights.
Yeah, I think Etchison was looking for...
And now they're going to discuss it here. And it is now Guerin Catholic ball.
I could have sworn it was going to be going Pendleton Heights' way. Obviously, the ref said could see it better than we could.
So it does not go down as a turnover in the book here for Guerin Catholic, as they get the ball inside now to Will Grissom. He loses the handle on it, back outside to Edwards for a long three-pointer, and he hits that one. And now he has 8 points of his own.
Coach Allen constantly emphasizing next pass, next pass, next pass.
And that next pass right there for Pendleton Heights is stolen by Spencer Wilt, the senior. And Wilt facing up against a 2-3 zone from Pendleton. Etchison looks over to Grissom. Grissom tries to shake it inside through the zone defense, can't get the shot to fall, but there's going to be 2 shots coming here, as they're likely going to be getting Luke Weaver with the foul, and indeed they do. So that's his first, Pendleton's 6th. And now we have the first true trip to the foul stripe here for Guerin Catholic tonight, with 2 shots coming from Will Grissom. And he knocks down the first one. And Will Grissom, so far shooting 64% on the season. Now, this is something that is definitely really fortunate for a couple of these players here for Guerin Catholic, is the fact that they were impacted by the coronavirus pandemic, so there was no summer practice or anything officially organized by the team. So, but one thing that they were able to do, and of course this speaks to the fortune of Will Grissom's family, is the fact that they have a gym in their basement, so which would allow some of the players to come over to his house and do some 3-on-3 drills during the offseason.
Oh, well, isn't that just wonderful? I mean, hey, if you got it, why not use it, right? And invite all your buddies and hang out, obviously safely. And that obviously has helped because they're shooting the lights out so far this year.
However you can prepare with whatever you have available.
Yep.
So Guerin Catholic able to use whatever practice time they've been able to do so far. They have a 4-1 start to the season, looking for their 5th win tonight.
Yeah, that Franklin Central loss was only by 2. Sorry to cut you off.
And that was sandwiched in between a couple of postponements as we have the end of the first quarter. It is a 8-point advantage for Guerin Catholic. We'll take a timeout. Don't go anywhere. You're watching IHSAA Basketball on 9-Star on Indiana SRN. Welcome back to IHSAA Basketball coverage here on Indiana SRN, brought to you by St. Vincent Emergency Physicians. So far, it has been an 8-point advantage for Guerin Catholic. They have led from start to now, and right now it's been a really big game for both Caleb Edwards and Joseph Babilia, both with 7 and 6 points to their credit.
They've really done a great job of moving around, getting space, using their picks to their advantage, and everyone's really been sharing the ball, which is what Coach Allen always emphasizes. Do not be selfish with the basketball. And they've done a great job and will continue to do so long as they just keep their cool, keep the tempo up.
Guerin Catholic starting the second quarter with the ball. It'll be Caleb Edwards taking it out. Of course, Edwards averaging 16 points a contest so far this season. His season high is 20 points, that in a win against Cardinal Ritter back on November 28th. Here's Gillis, being boxed out well by Carter Aldridge. And now we have a foul coming up. It's going to be against Aldridge, it appears, which will be his first foul. And indeed it is. And that's now foul number 7 on Pendleton, so that puts Guerin Catholic in the 1-and-1 bonus. So you have Gillis at the line now.
Yeah, that was certainly quick. But Guerin on their side, too, 6 fouls as well.
So Gillis so far has shot 12 free throws coming into this contest, making 6 of them. So he's shooting 50% on the season. Definitely been a big contributor tonight so far down in the paint with a really, really big disturbing performance, trying to break up the defense of Pendleton Heights.
Yeah, Carter Aldridge has a huge job on defense, and it's going to be it's tough. It's going to be a challenge all night trying to guard a dynamic player like Gillis, who is athletic enough to make those key layups and get around you. He's not just a body. Like, he takes up space in the post. He's an athletic dude, but to Aldridge's credit as well, he's also an athletic dude, a senior and a good player.
Speaking to that right there, he gets triple teamed down low, so they're giving him a lot of respect. And right down low there goes Luke Candiano.
Nice job by Candiano to put his body into position and kind of barge into Gillis, if you will, and he had just a nice stroke off the glass too.
First 2 points of the ball game tonight for Luke Candiano, of course, as mentioned before, the quarterback for the Pendleton Heights football team. As Edwards holding it up top now to Babilia, wants to shoot that 3 ball, but good defense by Zion Cook, and he has to get rid of it. Here's Babilia again working it in. Good ball handling inside now to Edwards. Puts up the floater. Can't get that to go. No putback from Gillis. Loading up the 3 instead is Matthew Etchison. He can't get that to go, but Edwards is there to clean it back up.
Edwards, a couple rebounds on that sequence. That guy, he is so good at timing. He's he's got Dennis Rodman timing right now as far as his rebounds go. He's reading the ball, reading its flight path really well.
Now all he needs is the hairstyle to fit the
I'm sure
role.
Mom would love that.
Edwards right to the hoop, and he sinks it home. What a play there by Caleb Edwards. He has 11 points now.
Oh, my God. He must have heard what I said, and he said, I can do whatever I want with my hair.
He can do whatever he wants with his body right now, too, as he's getting a really good performance for Guerin, as a baseline jumper does not fall there for Josiah Gustin.
He got up, man.
Right back over again. Matthew Gillis gets the shot and the foul. And so right out of the gate here, it is now an 8-2 run here in this second quarter for Guerin Catholic.
Yeah, here come the Eagles, that's for sure. I mean, these guys are totally gelling right now, and it takes big plays like that to gain that momentum. So the Arabians have every opportunity to go make those kind of plays, too, to try to get their guys going, and maybe they'll go on their own run.
It just seems right now here is the fact that this is getting chalked up to a lack of experience when it comes to the big men down low for Pendleton Heights, because you have a senior down low in Carter Aldridge, but he's also not exactly, doesn't carry as much weight and as much height down low to kind of try and compete with Gillis.
Yeah, and it's tough too when you have Josiah Gustin, to your point, who is taller than Gillis, but maybe not as strong, also not as experienced, just due to the age difference.
Spin move inside there by Ross. Nothing doing there, but Gustin, the freshman, able to get inside.
Beautiful pass by Zion Cook, because he could have easily just taken that layup, but he gave it to the freshman, and those kind of plays build confidence for your team.
Babilia trying to work off the screen from Gillis. Long three from Edwards in the corner, nothing there. And the rebound to Josiah Dunham. And Dunham going to get called for the charge there. No, they're going to get the blocking foul on Joseph Babilia, and he can't believe it.
I honestly can't either.
But that's Babilia's first foul on the night, the 7th on Guerin Catholic, so 1-1 territory here for Jamison Dunham, and a 30-second timeout taken here by Guerin Catholic, so that will keep it here on Indiana SRN. And so far, we've been talking a lot about just the overall talent that Guerin Catholic has been able to bring back so far this season, and we've been really seeing that well on display. It just seems this team really gels in spite of only having played just a handful of games.
Yeah, they really have it going on right now, and I think they have to keep this momentum, because if you have all this dynamic athletic plays going on with Babilia shooting, Edwards making dunk after dunk, what have you, and getting on the rebounds. Grissom has been quiet so far tonight, but I'm sure he'll start to get in the groove later. And Gillis is a great player down in the post. He uses his body well. He goes after the ball. He even tips it to his guys if he doesn't think he has a chance at it. This crew is good, and I think they're poised to make a big run so long as they keep up this effort.
So Jamison Dunham at the line now for a 1-and-1 opportunity, trying to make the front end here. And he does just that. So Dunham, one of the better shooters. He actually shot 83% on the season just a year ago. So definitely a reliable free throw shooter for the Arabians.
That he is.
11-point advantage for Guerin. Babilia trying to make it a 14-point advantage. He is unable to do so. Quick in transition come the Arabians here as you have Zion Cook working into the paint. No-look bounce pass to Gustin, and the foul to go with it. Just great vision there from Zion Cook.
Another great pass from Zion Cook to Josiah Gustin. I mean, he is in a perfect position. Let's see that again. Yep,
just
drives
working
through,
around Babilia.
Sees Cannon trying to come over, and Gustin in a great position. Way to finish strong. And he knocks down the N1 as well.
So that's now 5 points for the freshman, Gustin. Of course, Adam Ballard talking about getting meaningful minutes for the freshman there as Caleb Edwards able to convert. But you were just talking about Josiah Gustin, for as much inexperience as he has as the freshman, just getting some meaningful minutes, and that's exactly what he's getting right here.
He is, and getting those types of plays, too. I mean, last night in their first game, he had just one basket.
As a 3-ball knocks down there for Will Grissom.
Yep, Grissom, like I said, he's going to try to get into the mode, get in the groove, shoot to get hot, shoot to stay hot.
Going coast to coast there inside is Zion Cook, unable to get anything going there. Babilia off the long pass inside, and he gets it to go.
Man, when these guys get going and sprinting down the floor, it's like pick your poison, really, because any guy can score from wherever they are or make a long pass because someone's down the floor already. That's coaching, and that's beautifully done.
Full timeout taken. We'll take one with them back in a minute here on Indiana SRN.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Guerin Catholic in control here on Indiana SRN. Of course, a lot of it from plays like this.
Joseph Babilia is so quick down the floor, and his teammates obviously recognize it because they throw laser beams to him, and he does the same to his teammates as well. He shares the ball really, really well, and when these guys get going, Kurt, they roll, and we're seeing it right now.
So each team has taken a timeout so far here, so each team has 4 remaining as we have a foul coming up here. 4 going to be against Aiden Cannon. His going to be his first, and the 8th on Guerin. So now you have Luke Candiano at the foul stripe, and he rattles home the front end. So Candiano last season had a season high of 9 points, averaged only 4.6 points per contest. So definitely more of a role player. He has been a starter on this team in the past as he hits both free throws there. Babilia in transition has it over to,
I think it's Jack Cherry. 24 is.
And Cherry is fouled there away from the ball. They're going to get Luke Weaver with that one.
Obviously hear the discontentment from the Guerin crowd.
Absolutely.
That's not a foul.
Babilia able to rattle home the front end. And now Babilia has 9 points on the night. And make that 10 points as he gets the second one to fall as well. Reliable free throw shooting so far here from Guerin Catholic. They have only missed 1 free throw so far.
Yeah, all these guys are with 65 to 80%, 65 to 85% free throw shooters, at least in the starting lineup. That's very impressive and reliable.
Jack Cherry gets a steal, but right back with it comes Luke Candiano with a steal, and he lays it in.
Heads-up play by Candiano. He must have had a tough center in football because he just snatched someone way out to his right and one-hands it, makes a nice play down the stretch.
Babilia holding it up, gets it over to Will Grissom. Grissom to Edwards. Now Cannon looking inside to Cherry. And we have a whistle. And it's going to be a traveling violation there on Grissom as he was setting his feet to try and get it inside. Take a look at this nifty pass, this steal here from Candiano.
That was nice, and he knows he's got a 2-on-1 opportunity, but he uses the momentum of Edwards to actually get around him. It was nice.
Ethan Ross hands it off now to Jamison Dunham. And losing the handle nearly there is Ross. And in the corner now, Candiano. Stingy defense from Edwards. Dunham for three. Nothing there. Offensive rebound from Gustin. Loading it up again. This time is Cook. And no dice on that one either.
Yeah, good rebound by Gustin. You have to turn those kind of second chance plays into points, though.
Behind the back goes Grissom, looking inside to Aiden Cannon, and he's fouled going right to the rim. And this one against Josiah Gustin, his second.
Yeah, I think Coach Ballard expressing some discontentment as well, just because he wants to make sure that his guys are putting their hands up, don't commit silly fouls, because every foul matters and is a possibility for points.
Cannon knocks home the first foul shot here as we're inside of 2 minutes left in this second quarter. Now into the ball game, here is the junior Patrick Baird. And off the front of the iron goes Cannon. So Guerin Catholic trying to win their fourth in a row here against Pendleton Heights. They have won the last 3 meetings to date. Here we go again now, Ethan Ross, as Candiano tries to feed it over here to Dunham, but he shuffles his feet as he looked like he had a really big hold to try and get right to the paint.
Yeah, I saw where he was trying to go, trying to slash through, but obviously no dice there, and he needs to obviously look for the next pass, or somebody's got to be there.
Still a commanding lead for Guerin so far, but not taking their foot off of the gas just yet. As they lead by 14 points, Patrick Baird with a three. And a long rebound there by Gillis. Hook shot on the way off the back of the iron, but he puts it up again. Still can't get it to go. And then finally gets 2 offensive rebounds before he's finally able to get it to go in.
Yeah, I was wondering where the box out was, and there was none to be found.
Matthew Gillis is having quite the night so far, as a 3 does not go in there for Jamison Dunham. So
third foul there for Josiah Gustin now. Or second, as the PA announcer addressed. I guess we have 3.
That's one of the benefits here of sometimes keeping your own stat book. That's why they refer to the announcer's stat book as the unofficial stat book. Matthew Gillis at the line now. And so far, Gillis has been perfect from the foul stripe. He is now 4 for 4.
He's been solid in this first half thus far, and using his strength to his advantage all night.
Matthew Gillis had 4 points in the first quarter. He now has 9 points in this second quarter to make it a grand total of 13 points on the game so far. Stifling zone defense down low from Guerin now. They're really spreading them out. Double team. Outside to Cook. He tries to split the defenders. Nothing doing there. Has to pick up his dribble somewhere inside. Outside now, a 3 on the way from Candiano. Does not go in. Babilia quick in transition. Right to the hoop. Back outside trying to find Cherry. But it's just a little bit off the mark and out of play.
Yeah, definitely. We all saw where he was trying to go with the basketball, and whether it might have gotten tipped and maybe the ref didn't see it or what have you. Could have just been a mismarked pass, but Pendleton Heights has a chance to really get going here. They've had good open looks, just haven't fallen for them. They've had 3 shots in the last 3 possessions. They've had shots that have not fallen that probably should have, and that's obviously that comes to a 6 or 9 point difference.
And another costly turnover in transition for the Arabians now, as Edwards gets fouled going right to the hoop, and give that foul now to Zion Cook, his first. So Caleb Edwards has had one heck of a night so far. 7 points in the first quarter, 6 points this quarter, but he misses yet another free throw. He's 0 for 2 at the line now.
For how good Caleb Edwards has been from the field and just moving all around the floor, usually he's a better free throw shooter. just got to get in the groove.
Finally able to put the exclamation point on that one there as he now puts that in. Is at the buzzer. The shot does not go in there from Luke Weaver. And with that, it is a dominating first half for the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles, a 46-27 deficit for Pendleton Heights. And they have a lot to talk about here from Adam Ballard here going into their locker room.
Yeah, they do. They have to figure out how to get the open look as soon as a pick is set or as soon as there's an open space, because these guys have every advantage in the world shooting the ball, but they just have to get their guys in the right position. They haven't thus far. On the Guerin side, though, they have to keep that tempo because, as I said in the beginning of the game, their transition game is crazy good because they can laser beam a ball all the way up the court to any of their guys who are in an open position. I can't wait for the second half to see what the adjustments are like.
Tonight's broadcast brought to you by St. Vincent Emergency Physicians. We'll go to halftime when we come back. Second half coming at you next. Don't go anywhere. You're watching IHSAA boys basketball action on Indiana SRN.
I'm Mary. Welcome to Guerin Catholic High School. Many people believe that we're just like any other school, but I'm here today to show you that we're not. At Guerin Catholic, we are family. Now I know that sounds crazy, right? How can a school be like a family? Well, it all starts with St. Theodore Guerin herself. Her charisms inspire us every day. She's been praying for us since before the school was built, before we were even born. On one of her many resting places, it says, "I sleep, but I watch over the house that I have built." As a student, it's so inspiring to know that we have our own saint in heaven praying for us every day. But if you really want to understand what Guerin Catholic's all about, there's a lot more you need to know about us, starting with who we are. Mother Guerin also has some advice for the teachers. She says, love the children first, then teach them. It is these wise words that inspires our teachers to motivate students and look for the best ways to meet each student where they are. You might think with all this love, academics might not be important, but there is nothing further from the truth. It is because of our faith in seeking the truth that we aspire to know all that we can know. But we can't stop there. We have to know how to think about the knowledge in order to make a difference in the world. Whether you need a little extra help or you're ready to be challenged with an international baccalaureate diploma or anything in between, there is a place for you at Guerin Catholic. But we're not just about academics around here. At Guerin Catholic, we are well-rounded. There are so many ways for you to get involved. Obviously, we have sports. We have 21 athletic teams, including swimming. And if you don't play a sport, we're all about supporting those that do. Our student sections are so much fun. We are spirited. And we also have 43 clubs. So if you don't see anything you like, you can start another one. We also have band, choir, orchestra, and theater. We are involved. At Guerin Catholic, there are so many ways for you to discover and use the gifts that God has given you. We are creative. Getting involved in these activities is not just about having fun. It's also about developing skills that help you become a great leader and providing opportunities for you to lead. At Guerin Catholic, we are leaders. Another great way for you to grow as a leader is through service opportunities. There are so many ways for you to share your gifts with others. Mother Guerin says, you will be happy yourself in making others happy. That's what service is all about. By connecting to local organizations or through mission trips, you'll have plenty of opportunities to serve. At Guerin Catholic, we are compassionate. there are so many opportunities to travel at Guerin Catholic, from mission trips to Costa Rica to performing in New York City. We are explorers. You will find the Guerin Catholic community all around the world, working, singing, and learning, all to get closer to Christ. Here we are at our chapel. This is where I leave you. But as you think about your future, I'll give you one last piece of advice from Mother Guerin. Do not give way to uneasiness about the future. Place yourself gently into the hands of Providence.
There's a tunnel over at the east end of Tennessee called the Cumberland Gap Tunnel. Maybe you've driven through it. It's on a stretch of I-25 heading into Kentucky, and it's well over a mile long. So, what does any of this have to do with God's story? Well, imagine if that tunnel didn't have any lights on the inside of it. You'd get inside the tunnel, and the only moment you'd know you were finally getting close to the end of the tunnel would be when? Right, when you saw the light at the end of the tunnel. The people of Israel had been in a long, dark tunnel for quite a while, where we pick up with the story today. They'd been run out of the promised land, the temple had been destroyed, and they were scattered across a couple of different countries, working as servants for foreign kings. It was dark in the tunnel, and the Israelites had no idea when the tunnel would end. Then, along came a guy named Nehemiah, who was living in Persia, serving their king as a cupbearer. Before every meal the king ate, Nehemiah would test the food first to make sure no one had poisoned it. This was actually common in that time. I'm sure we've all had stressful jobs, but that's just plain crazy. One day a traveler came through Persia and told Nehemiah that some of the Israelites had started returning home to Jerusalem, but the city was in complete shambles. Although they'd managed to rebuild the temple, the walls around the city were crumbling. There was no protection from neighboring armies. With one more attack, Jerusalem might be lost forever. So Nehemiah did a pretty gutsy thing. He asked the king for permission to return to Jerusalem to help rebuild the wall. Unbelievably, Nehemiah was allowed to return home, where he organized a plan to rebuild the walls of the city. Fast. And just 52 days later, the city walls were rebuilt. Not only that, but Nehemiah gathered everyone at the newly rebuilt temple and had their priest, Ezra, speak to the people, reminding them of all that God had done for them over the years. It was then that the Israelites realized that they had fallen far away from God and not lived up to what God had created the nation of Israel to be. So, they decided then and there to turn back to God and turn things around. And they started the process by throwing a huge party to worship God. Things were going pretty well. The temple had been rebuilt and people were worshiping God. Speaking of temples, there actually is another rebuilding of the temple of sorts coming up in the story, but I'll save the details of that for later. Finally, after hundreds of years, there was light at the end of the tunnel. But what was on the other side of that tunnel remained to be seen.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the Indiana SRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
About to get going with some second half action here at Guerin Catholic High School. So far, a good night for the Golden Eagles as they have a big 19-point advantage on the Arabians of Pendleton Heights. With Joey Lindstrom, I'm Kurt Darling. Thanks for joining us tonight here on Indiana SRN. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by St. Vincent Emergency Physicians. Joey, all of Guerin Catholic the first half.
Yeah, Guerin Catholic has been going crazy in that first half, and it all starts with Caleb Edwards. He has been nuts with that ever since that dunk. He has just scored and scored and scored. 16 points to his credit in the first half. Joseph Babilia, who came into this game averaging almost 24 a game, has 10 right now. Will Grissom with 5, Garrett Kreiner with 2, and then Adam Cannon with 1, and Matthew Gillis, the big man down low, has 13 points. These guys are almost they were almost unstoppable in that second quarter, and it proved to everyone that they don't mess around with their transition offense. When they get a steal or they get a nice defensive rebound, they're immediately trying to go down the floor. Coach Allen knows that his guys can get down there quickly.
And so now, if you're Coach Adam Ballard, what do you tell your team now here to try and counteract that? Because even though you're down 19 points, Pendleton Heights has shown they're at least able to do something whenever they're able to get organized.
They have a very distinct way of playing. They don't do a lot of off-ball screens. I think I was kind of trying to command it out of them, like, I don't know, telepathically. And what they do well is they really get into zones of open shots and what have you, and they obviously need to take care of the ball.
But, of course, they haven't been able to do that just yet as they turn over the ball after starting the second half with the basketball, and they commit an early foul here. It's going to be against Ethan Ross, and that is his third personal foul of the night. So we have one foul already here for Pendleton Heights, and this will be 2 shots for Will Grissom, who has 5 points after that first half, and now make it 6 on the night. So Pendleton Heights, again under the new head coach Adam Ballard here, they went 8-16 last season under Kevin Bates, who resigned after last season, so they went looking for a new coach this year. But Pendleton has not won a sectional since the 2012-2013 season. As Grissom right to the basket yet again.
Nice play by Kreiner there to get him to basically save that ball and keep it in bounds so that Grissom can get an open look. Guerin applying more pressure than we kind of thought they would.
As they have a stifling 2-3 zone now, a moving 2-3 zone, if you will, as stepping back goes Dunham and dumps it off to Ross, who goes along the baseline inside and is able to rattle that home.
And Ross's first points from the field tonight come in an interesting style, going up for that nice athletic play for a layup.
His points up until now had all come from the foul stripe, 3 for 3 from the charity stripe so far tonight.
Good D. Beautiful, beautiful job by Aldridge to use his free hand to get. I mean, Gillis is so tall, and I think I said at the beginning, he's able to use his reach to get that ball over top, but Aldridge, what a beautiful play to steal that.
And that sets up a really good play there from Luke Candiano on the step-back fadeaway jumper, but on the other end here, Gillis was going for it, but we have a foul. And give that foul to Ethan Ross. That is now number 4 on Ethan Ross tonight, so he'll likely be taking a seat for a pretty good chunk of this second half. In fact, he'll probably be sitting for the remainder of the third quarter.
Gillis still perfect from the free throw line, I believe.
Indeed, that is correct.
Okay,
that is correct. He is 5 for 5, make it 6 for 6 after that first free throw.
Must have really emphasized free throw shooting throughout the week because all their guys have been excellent tonight.
And he is now 7 for 7. He has 15 points, second most on the team so far tonight behind Caleb Edwards, who started off the second quarter pretty hot but then cooled off, as Edwards showing the defensive prowess right there, getting the block, but they're going to get him for going over the back.
He's so good at timing, and he's got ups, man. I mean, this guy can jump out of the gym, and he has a keen ability to really read the ball as well and where it might go.
Second personal foul now on Caleb Edwards tonight, the first of the half for Guerin. And so far, Evan John getting his first trip to the charity stripe, knocks down the first one. And Evan John, one of those players that was really plagued by injuries last season. He only played in 3 games all season long. Definitely probably a contributing factor to having a loss in talent there, as the team went 8-16 last season. Grissom trying to dump it off to Gillis. He tips it outside to Edwards. Back to Gillis. And 3 up top comes from Garrett Kreiner.
Apparently got the crowd going. Must be a fan favorite. Nice look, and that's what Coach Allen talks about. Next pass, next pass, next pass. Done it for years, and his guys are not afraid to share the ball.
5 points now for Kreiner tonight. Underneath now, nifty move inside there.
That was Aldridge on that one.
Give that to Aldridge.
Yeah, he's able to create space by facing up his defender to then go under him and get that nice layup. Good post move.
And that's exactly the performance you want from a guy like him, seeing as how Guerin Catholic has the clear size advantage. Babilia loads up a moving 3, and he again cannot get anything to fall there. He has only hit 1 3 so far tonight, and that was back in the first quarter.
That was actually Aldridge's 5th rebound in this quarter. He's really moved around a lot on the court since the second half started.
And now they're going to get Edwards again for throwing a little bit of an elbow there. That is 2 fouls in this quarter alone for Edwards, his 3rd of the night. So Edwards will be taking a seat on the bench, and Matthew Etchison will check into the ball game. And even though you're up by 20 points right now, you still feel the lack of presence that Edwards brings to your lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. He's so dynamic.
And a pull-up jumper from the free throw line there from Dunham, unable to go. Quick in transition comes Etchison. He dumps it off to Babilia, back underneath to Gillis. He cannot handle it, and he has to clear it back outside. Gillis, though, setting his feet again and uncontested right at the glass.
Aldridge try to sneak underneath, and another steal here by Babilia.
Big turnovers and costly turnovers here for Pendleton Heights, making it hard for them to try and chip away at this lead. Babilia moving around and pulls up from the elbow. Can't get that to go. Offensive rebound underneath by Grissom, and he is fouled.
Strong play underneath by Grissom.
And that's foul number 4 on Evan John. And the 3rd so far this half by Pendleton. Will Grissom again knocking down the foul shots. He is 5 for 5. Excellent foul shooting tonight here for Guerin Catholic. By my book, they have only missed 3 foul shots after several trips to the line so far tonight. And he is now 4 for 4. He has 11 points. So you now have 4 players for Guerin Catholic in double figures.
These guys are impressive offensively, aren't they?
Absolutely. Just they seem polished.
Yeah,
they just seem very, very polished, and they have good chemistry. And of course, like you said, like we talked about in the first half, this team just taking the initiative to use the resources that they have at their disposal, given the fact that they're in a pandemic. And there's a bank shot 3-pointer from Daniel Keller. What a shot there from the big man.
That was beautiful. Daniel Keller, we hadn't seen him since the beginning of the game, and he comes in and knocks that one down. The backboard is your friend.
As the deficit continues to grow even more here for Pendleton Heights, as we just take a look here, the bank open for the big man. Off of the pick and roll play there, it looked like it just wasn't going to do anything.
Yeah, Babilia telling him to get out there, and he uses the backboard. I wonder if he intentionally did that or not. Whether or not he did, it went in.
If you're head coach Bob Allen, I don't think it matters.
Yep.
As long as it goes through the orange cylinder.
I think the crowd wants to see him do it again.
They're going to get him for a charge, though. Do not count the basket there. But still, Daniel Keller seems a little bit galvanized by that 3-pointer. He's like, all right, I'm going to try and do what I actually am supposed to be doing, and that's getting contested down low.
All of a sudden, he's got a chip on his shoulder after that 3, and he wants to go get more. Almost another 3-point play of his own.
So that's Keller's 2nd foul on the night. And the third here this half here for Guerin. Inside 4 minutes now. As Jamison Dunham checks up inside the paint, kicking it back outside to Weaver. No dice on that 3 ball. Joseph Babilia dumps it off. Underneath now. Outside, 3 on the way now from Wilt. And just excellent ball movement by Guerin Catholic, unable to convert, though, on the final shot. And there's a 3 of his own on the other side from Candiano. And contested down low, he's fouled.
Josiah Gustin, again, using his strength underneath. That was beautiful. I mean, if you're going to get contested down low, you might as well just go for the basket. Don't try to fade away. Does a great job.
And he makes the basket that time, so he gets the old-fashioned 3-point opportunity here. Gustin only has had 1 free throw tonight. He made that on a foul shot. In fact, this is his second and 1 opportunity tonight for the freshman. Again, all chalking it up to that meaningful minutes that Coach Adam Ballard is definitely wanting to see. As Babilia trying to load things up from the top of the key. Tries 3 times to shake off his defender. This time he tries it from the corner. And Joseph Babilia really showing his shooting chops here as a timeout is called by Guerin Catholic.
That was a great play. I don't know how he did that so quickly. He pulled up with a hand in his face, splash it home.
And so as we go through the timeout here, Pendleton Heights, if you take a look at this replay from Joseph Babilia, I mean, you just got to love this play. That was off of a really, really good contested stance up top, and then he just finds another opening to the corner.
Yeah, he really, really quick triggered that, and it was so smooth, too. A nice give-and-go play. He said, here, why don't you take this? Wait, give it back. And I'll go ahead and take that shot and knock it down.
And he does just that. 13 points now for Joseph Babilia. Meanwhile, Pendleton Heights is trying to do whatever they can to salvage something here. And this is something here that Pendleton Heights, they've had to try and just figure things out again. And, of course, Adam Ballard, he's been a coach for 10 years, and he says the team is still trying to figure out the philosophical differences between, going from an old coach and going into a new administration.
It always is a tough challenge. There we go.
As Gustin,
nice job by Gustin,
gets it to go home there.
It's always a challenge to have a new coach and have a new system because you're not used to the chemistry. And if you're a new coach, you have to get to know each of your players, what their strengths are, what they are, who they are as people. And a lot of it's hard when you're a high school kid because you're trying to trust your teammates all at the same time you're trying to trust a new coach. So it's a huge challenge, especially in a pandemic too. But this is their second game. They have a whole rest of the season. Hopefully they play all their games and they can figure out some chemistry.
Foul against Zion Cook there. Another 3 coming up here from Keller, and he cannot get that to fall. And now a foul in transition again after the offensive rebound. They're going to get Luke Weaver his second. So now you got Jack Cherry back in the lineup for Guerin Catholic. And Jack Cherry seeing some meaningful minutes here tonight. Normally a player you see on the JV squad here for Guerin Catholic. Taking it out here, Etchison. Holding it up top. Elijah Edwards.
Good pass.
Underneath now, inside to Wilt. Nothing doing there. Had to try and split the defender down low. Coast to coast here goes Zion Cook off the front of the iron, his shot. Etchison along the baseline, tries to feed it underneath to Keller, and it's stolen inside in transition here by Jamison Dunham, and he is fouled as he tries to go for the basket. Dunham still showing a lot of hustle here for Pendleton. Give the foul to Wilt here, so that is going to be his first. Dunham, leading scorer this season, scored 24 points last season against Guerin Catholic, and of course that was a close 71-68 loss. This game, a little bit more widespread here.
A little bit more widespread, Kurt. But it's all about, if you're Coach Ballard, you just have to tell your guys to keep playing your game, because you can't act like you're not playing from behind. Continue to play your game and find out what you're good at. This is only the second game, and it's the second game in 2 days, which has its own challenge.
Pendleton Heights now 1 for 4 this half in the second from the foul stripe. Working it in the corner now. Here is Spencer Wilt. He loses the handle on it. Contesting it, the loose ball. It's picked up by Elijah Edwards. Back across the timeline underneath Keller. Bounce pass along the back door looking for Edwards. Quick in transition now is Weaver. Going to the basket, draws the foul. They're going to get Matthew Etchison on the block. First foul for Etchison, the fourth for Guerin Catholic.
I do like that the officials are allowing these kids to play physical. These guys love to put the ball in transition, but when it comes obviously to the shots, the player's safety becomes it goes to a paramount, and so you want to make sure you are calling those types of fouls. But Elijah Edwards in kind of a dicey situation down there, trying to keep that ball alive. Maybe he gets hit a little bit. The refs are letting him play. I like it.
The back end goes through there for Luke Weaver. He gets his first point of the night. And you mentioned the officials right there. The IHSAA always does a good job of making sure officials know exactly what they need to be doing as the shot goes awry there for Elijah Edwards. But officials are at a premium right now. You know, you hear about the stories time and time again. There's a little bit of a shortage of officials, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that, you know, parents and even sometimes coaches get a little bit too animated, and it turns people off from the idea of being an official. As there's a good shot there from Jack Parento getting some meaningful minutes here. And Gustin tries to get it underneath and cannot get it the job done there, as we are now 3 quarters in and a very vast lead here for Guerin Catholic. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, the fourth quarter coming up next. IHSAA boys basketball action on Indiana SRN.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.indianasrn.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Your home and office make up a big part of your world. Sometimes trying to manage it all on your own can make you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. And when the weight of the world is on your shoulders, you need a strong back or two to come to your rescue and haul your stress away. You need the College Hunks. Whether it's time to clear some space for new memories, to reinvent the room around you, or to simply pack up and move into a fresh new beginning, you can count on the Hunks to bear your burden so you don't have to. Let us move you today.
Everything that we have on Indiana SRN on our YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com and go to the Indiana SRN YouTube page and click the red button and subscribe. Get everything on demand at both this game and any other game that you may have missed here in the world of Indiana high school basketball at Indiana SRN on YouTube. Back to the action here. Guerin Catholic still well in control of this one as we start the fourth quarter. With Joey Lindstrom, I'm Kurt Darling. And Caleb Edwards holding the basketball there. He got held to 0 in the third quarter.
After a monster first half.
As the shot from Will Grissom is unable to fall. As Buddy does draw the foul going up for that one. They're going to get Luke Weaver on that one, his third. And so you put Grissom back at the foul stripe here for the fourth time tonight, and he is 6 for 6.
Now 6 for 7.
Now 6 for 7 as he just misses that first foul shot there. Broadcaster's jinx does not count, since, as I was saying that, he was in the process of shooting the ball. But he is able to rattle home the second one. So 7 for 8 at the line now is Will Grissom. Is one of those players, he's shooting 64% on the season. So Pendleton Heights now just trying to put a Band-Aid on the bleeding as much as they can here as Candiano scores to cut into the lead just a little bit.
I don't think they should hang their heads at all at this effort right now. I mean, Guerin has had 5 games already this year, a couple postponements here and there, but that only adds extra practice time. Pendleton Heights, having only had their first game last night, they're still trying to figure out who they are as a team.
And a shot knocked down there. It looked like that was
Grissom again.
Will Grissom. He is coming alive here in this second quarter, or in the second half, excuse me. He now has 14 points. Again, one of 4 players for Guerin Catholic to be in double figures tonight. As we see Spencer Wilt check back into the ball game. So far, he is one of only 4 players that have not scored for Guerin Catholic tonight. They've done a really good job of spreading the ball out a little bit here as Edwards goes underneath to Spencer Wilt, and as I say that stat, he finally gets into the stat column.
Funny how that works.
In the corner, and that's going to be Cook who is fouled, but out of bounds. We have a 30-second timeout called by Pendleton Heights. So Guerin Catholic looking ahead now for the Golden Eagles. They have another home game against LaPel. That'll be on December 22nd. Then they have the whole Christmas break off, but then they get thrust right back into the Kokomo tournament. That'll be taking place December 29th. And then after that, they have Lebanon and Lebanon as well. Pendleton Heights on the other side here. You have a matchup with Westfield as well as Hamilton Southeastern on their schedule as well.
Yeah, that Christmas or New Year's break is always great for teams because they can finally get in their groove and figure out what they need to do to get healthy, one, and to make sure that they have the right scheme going into their and as we draw nearer and nearer to the tournament eventually because of the delayed, obviously, start of the season. It's huge for teams to get over that hump.
Of course, the final day for the regular season for every team is February 23rd, regardless of how many games you're able to fit in. You're still at the point in the season where you're able to take some postponements and get them rescheduled. Case in point for Guerin Catholic, they were able to reschedule their Heritage Christian game that was supposed to happen last night, but that has now been rescheduled to January 5th. Caleb Edwards off of the reverse from the glass and unable to get anything there. They're going to get goaltending called, so that is going to be 2 points for Caleb Edwards. That breaks a little bit of a scoring drought for him. He did not score at all in the third quarter and now has 18 points to lead the Golden Eagles. A long 3 pulled up there from Jamison Dunham, and that is nothing there as well. And Spencer Wilt on the alley-oop from Joseph Babilia.
What a pass by Babilia to get Wilt in a position where he said, hey, why don't you go up and jump? I'll get it to you.
Candiano unable to convert the 3-point play there. Tries again, though, from the wing, and again unable to connect. Loose ball, battled for underneath. It's finally picked up by Babilia, and he will back off and let things develop.
The Arabians are not going away easily. They have so many, they have so much fury behind them. They're not giving up. I like what I'm seeing out of the soul of this squad right now.
And as we keep talking about for Pendleton Heights here, as Babilia can't convert the 3-point play, but a foul going up for the rebound there on Pendleton. Just take a look at this shot here again.
Yeah, that's such a nice pass. Those are some of the hardest passes, I think, in basketball, is to be able to almost, you're not even shooting it, you're just low arc shooting it or what have you. Like, that is so difficult and takes a lot of depth, so great work.
And Gillis able to keep his streak at the foul stripe alive right there. He is perfect from the line, and that was barely on the verge of not going through the hoop there, as he is now a perfect 8 for 8 from the foul stripe. And Joseph Babilia and many of the seniors being recognized as they exit the game for the final time here. Of course, it's senior night for Guerin Catholic. And Gillis, again,
perfect,
keeping it perfect, and he is going to exit the ball game perfect. So good performance tonight from the senior squad for Guerin Catholic, getting them a commanding victory. So Pendleton Heights now just trying to salvage what they can here, just try and learn what they can.
Not good.
As a traveling violation there for Pendleton Heights.
Now Guerin obviously having a lot of their seniors who maybe don't see enough time get in.
Whoa, a big three ball underneath there. Daniel Keller following his ball there. And Elijah Edwards will pick up the foul, going for the block from behind there.
I actually think it was Kreiner on that three. I think the crowd wanted it to be Keller. Yeah, we'll get to see it again. Yeah.
Oh, in the corner, that was
Kreiner.
Keller. Okay, that was Kreiner.
Yep.
Either way, good to see some of the players that don't see a lot of minutes when the game is tight to be able to pick up some meaningful minutes here. And in and out goes the second foul shot there for Luke Weaver. In transition, Keller circling around right to the basket, and he's going to get called for a charge.
Another charge from Keller.
So that's 3 fouls for Keller here tonight. 2 of those are charges.
He is, ever since he hit that banked home that three, he has been on the charge, if you will, and trying to be a little more aggressive.
Well, it's all about getting a little bit of confidence here. Especially at this point of the season, you're still figuring things out. Guerin Catholic seems to have themselves figured out, though.
They sure do.
Coming in transition. Here's Luke Weaver into the paint. He tries to get rid of it, but somehow comes back with the ball. Gustin inside the wing, drives into the lane, and he's fouled hard there by Jack Parento.
I admire the gusto and the grit of Gustin because he is just so confident. He's not really afraid to go drive the hoop. He's been going towards the basket whenever he gets an offensive rebound. I think he's got a very bright future.
And as for Guerin's future, once the season gets down to the nitty-gritty, they'll be playing in the Lebanon sectional here for the 3A ranks, which includes Brebeuf Jesuit, Manuel, Chittard, Shortridge, and themselves. Of course, a lot of Circle City Conference opponents there. But Guerin Catholic has not won a sectional championship since 2015, which was their last run to state in 2015 when they beat Griffith in the final. Working it around now is Guerin Catholic, as you have Daniel Keller loading up another three, and nothing doing there.
I love whenever Daniel Keller gets the ball. Everyone seems to be on the edge of their seat. He's been the crowd favorite as a senior tonight.
As it is senior night here, and a lot of fans on hand here. Of course, mostly parents and students able to attend tonight's contest here at Guerin Catholic High School. Corner jumper falls there for Luke Weaver.
Weaver's first points from the floor, and he does it with style. That ball found the bottom of the net really, really nicely. Nope.
And there is Keller again trying to show some stuff. Parento trying to get on the action as well. He's fouled from behind by Gustin, and that's going to be number 5 for Gustin, so he is done for the night.
Oh, they just said
they're going to call us his fourth, so maybe not.
Like we said, broadcasting unofficial stats.
It is
brought to you live.
It is the unofficial, definitely. So Parento trying to get into the stat sheet tonight, and he already has done so as he knocked home a three-pointer in the third quarter. In Pendleton Heights, we talk about Guerin Catholic's sectional outlook. We have Pendleton Heights here playing in Sectional 9. They'll be going to Richmond, where they'll be facing a couple other conference foes as well, such as New Palestine, Anderson, Mount Vernon, Muncie Central, Greenfield Central, and Richmond as well. And Pendleton Heights has not won a sectional championship since the 2012-2013 season. As you see a couple other seniors getting a standing ovation as they check out of the ball game for the final time tonight. And Guerin Catholic just able to put together a complete game. As you drive into the lane there from Aldridge, and kicking it back out now. Pulling up from the foul stripe is Weaver, no dice.
Good strong rebound by McNeely. The first time we're calling his name tonight.
Corner three, nothing there. and now it's just a matter of helping these kids, seeing a lot of these kids who don't get a lot of varsity minutes. You know, a lot of these kids, the senior leaders, they're wanting to see these kids do well. As Elijah Edwards back into the ball game. One of the many seniors on this Guerin Catholic squad. Inbound back outside, 3 ball on the way. And no dice there.
But they are encouraging his teammates are encouraging him to, Caden Sims, to shoot the ball, maybe want to fall.
And so Caden Sims will be checking out here for Pendleton Heights. Looks like he took a shot to the face there, getting a bloody nose. So he'll head to the training room for the time being. So 80-44, just a dominating game by Guerin Catholic here, as they now will get set for a matchup with LaPel in just a few days. A 2-way matchup. And this will be Guerin Catholic's 4th win in a row over Pendleton Heights, dating back the last 4 years, and of course this being the 11th time they've faced each other in the last 35 years. And this is also keeping in mind that Guerin Catholic, this is a team that, you know, just less than 2 decades ago wasn't playing basketball, because the school was founded in the late 90s and they didn't start doing competitive sports with the IHSAA until the early 2000s.
Well, improved they have since then, obviously.
As at the foul stripe now is Patrick Baird, missing his first one. Or actually, excuse me, that would be Cookston at the line here for Pendleton Heights. Is Aaron Cookston a freshman player who normally gets JV minutes for this Arabian squad, and he misses the second foul shot as well. Elijah Edwards now in transition. Back outside, 3 ball on the way again, nothing doing there. Elijah Edwards spins around and tries to get something doing. It goes out of bounds and back to Pendleton Heights. So Adam Ballard definitely on course to try and build something new here at Pendleton Heights. He spent 10 years at Covington, as well as Delphi and Vincennes-Reveille, compiling a 132-92 record before this season. And while he was at Covington, he won 5 straight sectional titles. So this is a coach that definitely knows how to win, just as long as he's able to get the right pieces working.
Yes, he sure does. Takes time. Absolutely takes time, but he's got so much experience. I don't see it being too difficult to try to calculate how you're going to get your guys going.
So we're inside a minute now as Jack Cherry will check back into the ball game for Guerin Catholic. And once again, neither of these teams have played a conference opponent. Of course, this being the second game for Pendleton Heights this season. They really got hit hard by the pandemic, whether it be within their own program or, of course, their first game against Connorsville was postponed back on December 12th. So into the ball game now for Pendleton Heights. Cookston, who tries to load up a three, nothing doing there. Matthew Etchison with 30 seconds left. Three ball on the way from Patrick Baird. And time continues to tick down here as Pendleton Heights is content to just walk this across and just try and get something going here as the ball does not fall for Cookston. And now here with that, Guerin Catholic can just wind down the clock as they will move to 5-1 on the season. And Bob Allen's 33rd win as the head coach of the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles. Your final score, 80-44. Just a dominating win tonight here for Guerin Catholic.
It really was. Guerin Catholic had everything working for them in the first half. In the very first quarter, we thought it was going to be a closer game because of the way Pendleton Heights was responding, but got away from them a little bit. Guerin Catholic capitalized on every opportunity they could. They are an exciting team to watch, and now they have Lapel coming up, and then they have a long Christmas to New Year's break. Face Lebanon, Heritage Christian. They got some tough ones coming up in the new year. See how they do. Pendleton Heights on the opposite side. They have also a tough schedule. Playing Westfield next, then Hamilton Southeastern before the new year, then a tournament. They gotta go through it, shake off the rust a little bit, figure out who they are as a team. Coach Ballard will get these guys right.
Leading scorer tonight, Matthew Gillis, finishes with 19 points. He was a perfect 8 for 8 from the foul stripe. 18 points for Caleb Edwards as well for Guerin Catholic. 10 points leading the way for Jamison Dunham was Pendleton Heights as well. So once again, your final score tonight, 80-44. Guerin Catholic getting the victory over Pendleton Heights. Joey Lindstrom, always a pleasure, my friend.
Always a pleasure, Kurt. Glad to call this game with you, and we'll call another one again.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. For all of us here at Indiana SRN, for Joey Lindstrom, I'm Kurt Darling, saying so long till next time. You've been watching IHSAA Boys Basketball action brought to you by St. Vincent Emergency Physicians here on Indiana SRN. So long, everybody.
Hey, Otto, I need you to bring your equipment back tonight.